The Bhagavad Gita, often referred to simply as the Gita, is a 700-verse Hindu scripture that is part of the Indian epic Mahabharata. It is a conversation between Prince Arjuna and Krishna, who serves as his charioteer. The Gita is considered a spiritual and philosophical classic and is central to Hindu philosophy and spirituality. Here's a summary of its key themes and messages. 1. Context and setting. The battlefield. The Gita is set on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, just before the start of a great war between two factions of a royal family, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Arjuna, a warrior prince and a member of the Pandava family, is filled with doubt and moral dilemma about fighting in the war, which involves killing his own relatives and teachers. 9. Arjuna's dilemma. Moral crisis. Arjuna is overwhelmed by the moral and emotional implications of the battle. He questions the righteousness of the war, the consequences of killing, and his duty as a warrior. This internal conflict leads him to seek guidance from Krishna. 3. Krishna's teachings. Dharma, duty and righteousness. Krishna advises Arjuna on his duty, dharma, as a warrior, which is to fight for justice and righteousness. He explains that one's duty must be performed selflessly, without attachment to the results. Yoga paths. Krishna outlines several paths to spiritual realization and liberation. Karma yoga, path of selfless action, performing one's duties without attachment to the fruits of actions. Bhakti yoga, path of devotion, surrendering to and worshipping God with love and devotion as a means of attaining spiritual enlightenment. Jnana yoga, path of knowledge, gaining wisdom and insight into the nature of reality and the self. The nature of the self. Krishna explains the concept of the eternal soul, Atman, which is distinct from the physical body and mind. The self is eternal and indestructible, transcending birth and death. The nature of God. Krishna reveals his divine nature and universal form, Vishvarupa, to Arjuna, demonstrating that he is the ultimate reality and source of all creation. 4. The purpose of life. Self-realization. The Gita emphasizes that the ultimate goal of life is self-realization and understanding one's true nature. Through selfless action, devotion, and wisdom, individuals can achieve liberation, moksha, from the cycle of birth and death, samsara. Living a balanced life. Krishna advocates for living a balanced life, integrating spiritual practices with worldly responsibilities. He encourages Arjuna to act according to his principles while maintaining detachment from success and failure. Arjuna's resolve. Enlightened by Krishna's teachings, Arjuna overcomes his doubts and moral dilemmas. He resolves to fight in the battle, guided by the wisdom imparted by Krishna. Spiritual insight. The Gita concludes with a reaffirmation of the importance of spiritual insight and the fulfillment of one's duties as an expression of divine will. Philosophical impact. The Gita has had a profound influence on Hindu philosophy, offering insights into ethics, duty, and spirituality. Its teachings have been interpreted and valued by various spiritual and philosophical traditions beyond Hinduism. Universal themes. While rooted in Hindu thought, the Gita addresses universal themes of moral and existential dilemmas, making its teachings relevant to individuals seeking guidance on life's challenges and spiritual quests. Overall, the Bhagavad Gita provides a comprehensive guide to living a meaningful life, integrating spiritual wisdom with practical action. Its teachings continue to inspire and guide people in their personal and spiritual journeys.